student. I hope all of you are fine and keeping yourself healthy. Today we are going to discuss about the second chapter, the population dynamic. As a student, we know that India has a very big size of population. In our country, in our village, in our town, there are so many people are living. So today we will discuss what is the importance of this population. Let us know that what is population. Population is the number of inhabitants present in a particular place. A population is all the organisms that both belong to the same group or species and live in the same geographical area. It is also population. In sociology, usually population refers to collection of human beings. How many people are living in a particular confined place. Demography is a social science which entails the statistical study of human population. Let us have a look into the population in India. Very simply we can say that population in India is in a position of explosion. It exploded already. That means India is overcrowded. But population, here we study about what is the dynamic of the population. Population dynamic focuses on the changes taking place and their effect on population. Because of growth of population, because of multiplication of people, what are the result comes to our society and what changes we are facing in our society is the main topic of study today. Whenever we go to a city, we find that there are lots of people, there are lots of vehicles, and there is no place to move speedily or move freely. In railway station, it is too crowded. Buses are too crowded. In cities, more and more people are visible, and more people are coming towards the cities also. This is not the scenario of our country only, but there are some other countries who also have a more number of population, especially China and Indonesia, USA, Brazil. They are also having more population. Let us have a look into the geographical fact. It is estimated that out of every 100 people living in the world, 61 people live in Asia, 12 people live in Europe, 13 people live in Africa, 8 people live in Central and South America, 5 people live in North America, only 1 people live in Oceania. Oceania means it is your Australia, New Zealand and Pacific Islands. Now let us have a look into distribution of population in the world. Distribution of population means how it is distributed, how people are living in different places of the world. People are not living in all places. It is unevenly distributed, means where there is there are some places where more and more people are living. Places are there where very few people are living. So it is very unevenly distributed. Now let us have a look into the trend of population. Population of this world is constantly increasing. at a very higher speed, but in certain time population also not not grew up to a certain extent. So on that time population also could not grow. Before the 17th century, the population of the world were growing very slowly, but after 17th century, because of many factors contributed to the growth of population grew into a multiple or multifold manner. So of course there are certain time when people of the world or population of the world have not been grown, like disease, when plague break out in middle age, or an example of AIDS outbreak in Africa, and sometimes natural disaster. Because of natural disaster of lakhs and hundreds of people were dying, flood of China and famine of Somalia and different part of the world, and during some political crisis where civil war broke out, or the very exemplary political crisis is the World War and Gulf War, where lakhs and millions of people died. Although even if there were many reasons to check the population of the world, check the growth of population of the world, still population of the world have been increasing day by day. And now let us have a look into the population density. What does population density mean? Population density is the number of individuals that live in a defined area, in a very particular place. How many people are living? Population density is a measurement of number of individuals living in a defined space. Suppose in 1 square kilometer or 2 square kilometer, how many people are living? We make a calculation. Basing on that, the population density can be measured. Or to what is the formula of population density is number of individuals divided by area unit, that is called population density. Population density as defined by Wikipedia is a measurement of population per unit area or exceptionally unit volume. It is frequently applied to living organism, most of the time to human. It is a key geographical term. This is all about population density. In a simple language, we can know that how many people are living in a square kilometer area. That is our population density. Although more and more people are living in some bigger area, so population density may be less, but total in calculation, of course there are certain regions where many people are living in places. So let us have a look into a densely populated area. Densely populated regions include countries that are developed agriculturally and industrially. And frequently 4 major regions in the world have been identified as the densely populated. These include Eastern Asia, South and Southeast Asia, Western and Central Europe, and East Central North America. These are some of the areas where more and more people are living. But there are some top populated countries of the world, like first one is China, India, USA, Indonesia, Brazil, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Russia. There are also places where very few people are living, but between the more and more people living area and less people living area, there are one moderately populated regions are also there, where people at an average moderate number of people are living in that areas. That is you will the region of Central USA, Central America, South America, large part of Africa, South Russia, Eastern Europe, Central China, Deccan Plateau of India, and Southeast Australia are some of the region where moderately people are living. Means dense of the people in that area is moderate. Now let us have a look into sparsely populated region. Sparsely populated region means few numbers of people are living in a square kilometer. When we speak about population density, the term sparse population often used. If an area is sparsely populated, this simply means that it contains few people relative to its size. That means in a confined area, in a defined area, very less number of people are living. These are some of the there are some of the countries which have very less number of people, or that can be treated as sparsely populated countries. Greenland and Pitcairn Island, Mongolia, Western Sahara, Namibia, some of the places where very few numbers of people are living. But our books is defined some of the areas as sparsely populated region. Equatorial region. Equatorial region have a hot and humid climate, and usually it is not very comfortable climate, always having very hot, and evening time it is always raining, and there are dense jungle and many more insect, birds, and disease causing insect are finding on that places. So people do not like to live in this area very much, and it is also very sparsely populated. And polar region, because of very cold climate, below 0 degree, it becomes a tough situation where to survive in the polar region. So there are also very few people are living. And another one is desert region, where there is no water, life become impossible to survive, and no vegetative cover, and very few vegetative cover, and very few animals are living with those who are naturally endowed with different adaptive quality. They only survive in the desert region. So that's why very few people are living in these regions. Of course, we know that people live in some places in a very more and more number, and in some places very less numbers of people are living. So what are the reason? Let us have a look at what are the factors actually that is affecting the distribution of population. Distribution of population means how many people are living in which place and factors that is affecting the distribution. Because of this factor, the number of population is more or less. These are some physical factors and economic, socio-cultural factor and historical factors. Let us have a look into physical factor. First one is topography. Topography means it is the condition of outer surface or the physical feature available in that particular region. If it is a plain area, then it is very easy to transport, easy to communication, and many more facilities are there. So in plain areas usually people live in more number, whereas in hilly and mountainous region people live in less number. Second one is climate. Climate causes a main factor which affect the number of population. If the climate is comfortable and there are other conditions are there, then number of people always more. If the climate is difficult climate like desert and polar region, difficult climate have less number of people. Another one is soil. We know that fertile soil is very good for agriculture, farming and cultivation. So this lead to generation of more employment opportunity. If there is more employment opportunity, more people attract to that place and to get work and to prosper. So this is one of the cause for where the soil is very good, the population also increases on that places. Water gives life. We know that water is another condition that is where there is availability of fresh water, population is more. Of course there may be availability of water, but brackish water, if any place there is brackish water is available, then the number of population may be less. And another important factor is minerals. Where there is availability of mineral resources that enhance the value of the region. That means after the mining, that area likely to be prosper. So because of employment opportunity and many other factors, people in mining in areas where minerals are available stays more. These all about physical factor. Let us have a look into another factor, economic and socio-cultural factor. Economic prosperity is always have an added advantage that attract many more people. That's why many are migrating to different places to get job and get employment opportunity. And moreover, apart from economic prosperity, socio-cultural relation, where a category of people that suits us is living, we always tend to go there and want to find some means so that we can stay there. So that also attracts many more people for a settlement, and that leads to growth of population. Historical factors. Of course, historical factors are also affected by many other factors, but historical factor is that in some old places where civilization have been developed, that places also have more employment opportunity and other means of necessity for human being is plentifully available. So that's why historical factors also have responsible where a historical place or a place of very old tradition always have more number of people in its land. This is all about our different factor affecting distribution of population. In our next class we will discuss about the population growth, overpopulation, underpopulation and composition of population. So I hope all of you might have understood all the points. If you are not able to understand, please read the text and